As soon as the water closes over you, everything above is gone. Then there's peace in your head. You're just focused, and what's up there, whether it's any problems or whatever, is all gone for the time being. You often come out again and are surprised that the time has passed so quickly. You think, how long was I actually in there? Well, 3 hours. And you think, oops, where did the time go? My name's Dennis Stiel. I'm 46 years old. I've been working for the HPA since 1994, and I'm currently the diving operations manager on the diving vessel Duca 2. My day starts at home at around 4:30 a.m. Then I get up, the world is still asleep, I make myself a coffee, and then head for Hamburg from Walsrode. By the time I get to the ship, it's usually around 6:15 at the latest. Then everyone slowly starts to arrive. At the moment, we're basically a crew of 4, 2 of whom are training to become divers. We call them young divers. So the diving group consists of at least 1 diver, a reserve diver who can also be in the water, a signaller or diver's assistant, and then at least 1 more person running around as a free radical. We're jointly responsible for everything involving infrastructure, everything that belongs to the Port of Hamburg and the HPA, and that's quite a lot. Bridges, locks, barrages, movable bridges, quay walls, the Elbe itself. We have measurement vehicles that constantly measure the Elbe. If there are any anomalies, we dive to find out what's down there. Yes, hello, Dennis here. We'll try to get into you, and then we'll drive straight through to the Binnenhaupt. Yeah, see you then. Bye. The clients often contact us directly. They call us and tell us what they need doing. For example, a lock needs to be drained, or I'm always happy to work on lock gates because they sometimes have problems. If something gets stuck, we also get a call, and then it's, when can you be here? And then you make sure that you can still do the work on the same day, possibly work even longer, or at least get it done relatively quickly. So there are days when we're in the water for 7 hours, but the reality is that we have to prepare well for every day and every dive, because nothing is worse than routine. What kind of bridges are there? Can we manage the clearance height? How deep is it there? Do I have enough water under the ship and all that? And during the dive itself too, how deep, what current, how long, how much air, and so on and so forth. So 1,000 things in your head, and that's a checklist that rattles off very quickly. Helmet? Yeah. Reserve check. Reserve check. Bottles open, reserve is closed. Yep. Yep, down. There are also jobs where you can't see your hand in front of your face or even recognize whether the light you have mounted on your helmet is on at all. I have to find a sensible approach first. Visibility is really miserable today. So not good visibility today. Especially for Taubenbig, really bad. I think finding your bearings in a dark room is actually quite a challenge. There's a crane hanging above and a weight inside. Then you also have 2 cables for welding. Then there's a bucket hanging somewhere in front of you, which also has another belt hanging from it. You yourself are also hanging on a line. Where's everything coming from now? Where am I anyway? And if you put tools away and don't put them where you can find them again, then they're gone too. Now a screw is really playing tricks on me. Do you need any tools? I don't know what the smallest size I have with me is. One size smaller. Take 27. Tools going down. Yep, tools going down. There's communication via the so-called diver's phone, and the divers are constantly audible. Their breath, or when they talk or swear. And if they want to communicate with you on the surface, they have to press a button. Alex? Yep. I'm about to run down the tracks. The plate in front of the gate that protects the hoses, something's torn out of the plate. What are you going to do straight away? I'd say we can weld one of our large square washers into it as a makeshift solution. So you can get the welding kit ready. I'd be nothing without the team. I see myself as the team leader who organizes the work and deploys the people according to their skills, and myself accordingly. And I'm also aware of my mistakes and where I'm not so good, so I'm happy to deploy someone else. And I think that's what makes the team what it is. Without my deputy, for example, I wouldn't have as much room to maneuver. I'm really grateful to him every day. Trust is definitely an important aspect of the job, and that's only possible with a cohesive team. Going down. It's in the water. In our case, burning and welding underwater is done electrically, just like electric welding above water. Many people always think it can't be done with electricity, but it can be done with electricity. You really can do anything underwater. Everything that can be done above water can also be done underwater, except barbecuing. Power off, Alex. Yep, power going off. Yeah, helmet can come off. Everything okay, Dennis? Yes, everything was fine. I just finished. A lot of people always think it's physical, but at some point it's not. You have to imagine it's like someone who works in construction, hauling stones all day. If I did that, I'd be knackered. If he does my job, he'd be exhausted too, but he does it every day. It's normal for him. So at some point, the physical aspect is no longer so important. It's kind of in your head. I like riding my motorbike in my free time. I've been doing it for years. I do everything I can on the motorbike itself, and I think I've had every screw in my hand. So I'm sure that this contrast that arises when riding a motorbike, the fact that I go on a holiday completely without a plan, is the complete opposite of my job, because everything is planned out from A to Z. And I think that's exactly what makes motorcycling so enjoyable, because I can really get my head clear.
Das Motorradfahren so schön macht, weil ich da den Kopf wirklich frei bekomme.
There are the yogurt pots, the fully clad ones, 280 on the motorway in the left lane, indicators flashing. That's not my thing. My thing is country roads and cornering. That's mine. So naked bike.
Das ist so meins, also naked bike.
The fact that I sometimes don't even know how the day will end when I go to work in the morning is something I actually find quite exciting. And it may sound a bit banal, but when it comes to solving problems, that's actually the main task for me in my current job. And that's actually what I find most exciting. When problems arise and my brain goes into overdrive, that's when I start to grin. The more complex, the better. Until the doc tells me that I'm no longer allowed to dive, then I'll do it until I retire. Can't imagine anything better.